This is the Mazda MX-30, and today we'll have a look at how good it is inside the city, on the highway, and what kind of range you can expect from it. But before that, let's have a look at on the outside as well as the inside of this car. Nice color mix, 18-inch wheels, and the very nice feature of this car are the doors. So first of all, the very wide opening front doors and big front doors, as you can see, very comfortable to sit in the front, and the suicide doors in the back, which give you access to what is a rather limited space in the back, which will be acceptable for children but not as comfortable for adults. The rear looks nice. I think the lights in front as well as in the back are quite cool, so they look great. The trunk, as you can see, it's quite big. The trunk has a lot of space, not very deep. It has the radar, it has active cruise control, it has lane assist. In fact, it will also help you steer. And it has some of the ADAS, so advanced driving assistance systems, that you would expect from a car in 2021. It's a relatively new model. It was launched a couple of months ago, so in 2020. So yeah, this is what you would expect. It has the rear view mirror, the rear view camera right here. This is what the interior looks like. As you can see, you have some storage space here. In fact, they hide the cup holders. You can store some stuff in here, and you can store, as you can see, my phone is down there charging. You have some storage space right there. The steering wheel looks very nice, and all the buttons, they feel okay. So they do not feel cheap by any means. They are not premium either. It feels very spacious in front. Let's fire it up. You have the controls for all the climate control settings, so the heating, the AC, the heated seats, and you have a second screen up here with all the radio and the infotainment system, the navigation, Apple CarPlay. So up, and let's see, what do we have here? I will discover it together with you. I have not looked at it before. Oh, so you have a lot of space here, a lot of space, because the front is really long, and basically it's empty. As you can see, there is not much happening here, because obviously you save all that space with a much smaller engine, and you just need to fit the charger, as you can see here on the top. And this is why you have a lot of space left. It is such a pity that they did not manage to find the right construction to fit in here a front trunk. Let's fire it up. "166 kilometers of range, that's a little bit more than 100 miles, 94% of state of charge, so the battery is almost full. Let's put it in drive. And there we go. Okay, so driving the MX-30. The first impression is extremely positive. It's a quite comfortable ride. Good noise insulation. So you can say it's a very well built Japanese car. Being an SUV, you sit relatively high and you have a rather good visibility. The visibility in the back is acceptable without being very good. The car seems very spacious in front, so you have the feeling of a lot of space. The controls are quite well balanced, so you have a lot of buttons, physical buttons, without having the impression that they are all over the place. Clear navigation screen, head-up display, and the instrument cluster is very clear with this analog style dials. So far, the big negative that I see is the size of battery. Even if you can say that it will be enough, it will be acceptable for the majority of cases, yet I think that for many it will be a showstopper. 200 kilometers of range in 2021 now, it's just not enough for an EV. We'll see how it goes with the quick charging. So it has CCS too, so which is great in Europe, because this is the type of fast charging that is developing the fastest. So a good choice for the European market here. The seats are electric, so I can adjust, so the electric adjustments allow me to adjust the height, as you can see, and I can even adjust the lumbar support. Which is great, especially in this segment of cars and at this price point. So we are on the highway. Speed limit, as you can see, went down to 70, so we'll decrease our speed. Okay, we'll just follow the flow, so we'll go with the traffic. Okay, 110 speed limit, and the car in fact has active steering wheel. Well, I would say it's more of a lane assist. So it will tell you once you go out of your lane, and it will slightly steer for you, but it is not a real active steering wheel. So if we take here, for example, the curve, so yeah, it's fighting, but yeah, it is not taking the curve. I had to steer for it. So it's a feature that will help avoid getting out of the lane. So if you are tired and are not paying attention, it will definitely help you, but by no means it will steer for you, and it is not an autopilot as you would get on some of the more advanced tech cars. So in the meantime, our range has decreased to 140 kilometers, and in fact I realized that the heating was off. So if we switch the heating on, then the range goes down to 128 now kilometers. So yeah, 22 degrees, let's put it down to 20 for example. 128 kilometers of range. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We have another 56 kilometers to cover and approximately 80 kilometers back home. So this is sharp in line with what the range is as of now. I've reached my destination, I did what I had to do, and now I need to go back home. And in fact it will be quite tight because the range that is remaining is approximately at 75 to 80 kilometers, and I need a range of at least 72 kilometers. So this is the distance separating me from home, and we'll see if we can get home and how tight it will be. I'll switch on it up, turn off the radio, and as you can see the range says 76, and in fact we have 72 kilometers to get home. Problem is that on highway speeds the range will go down much faster than it would do on country roads or inside the city, basically at lower speeds. So we'll see if we can get back home without recharging. So we got back from where we started our trip, so not very far from our destination, and as you can see we have 16 kilometers of range left with a state of charge of the battery of 6%. So you can see the 6% and the analog dial here. Yeah, so this is for today's trip of 143 kilometers, and I think I've covered another 15 or 20 kilometers before I've thought of resetting What do I think about this Mazda MX-30? I think it's a very nice car to drive, very comfortable, a lot of space in front, not a lot of space in the back, so the back seats are okay for children, but they are quite cramped for adults. The technology is quite nice. The instrument cluster is very clear with these analog style dials, so yeah, I like it. The infotainment, for me it looks like the same designer that designed the BMW's iDrive system did the job here, and I like it. So I think it looks very good and very straightforward. The materials inside are quite nice to the touch, so I think the mix of materials is quite successfully chosen. A very well balanced interior and overall car. The big negative about it is definitely the battery size. It is a pity that it has such a small battery pack, 35 kilowatt hours, which gives you a range of 200 kilometers, which is roughly 120 miles. And in real life, in winter time, it's even less than that, so 180 kilometers, which is 110 miles sort of. Yeah, so the range is much lower than what you get from competition in 2021. So it's a pity to have a new model, a new BEV with such a low range today. So unfortunately, this is not something that I would recommend to someone that has to cover longer distances even once in a while, because it will be a pain in the ass. Unfortunately, yeah, that's my personal view and my personal opinion for what is a very nice car to drive, a very pleasant car to sit in. It's the range anxiety that you will have to deal with if you accept to have a car with a smaller battery like this one. Thank you and bye for now. See you next time.